In this video, let us understand about land. As we have already seen, factors of production are productive resources used as inputs in the process of production. Man uses these resources to earn an income. We have also seen the standard fourfold classification of factors of production is generally accepted, and that is land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Definition of land. A general definition of land would be land is anything on, above, and below the surface of earth given to us by nature. Some definitions of land according to Dr. Alfred Marshall. By land we mean not merely land in the strict sense of the word, but the whole of materials and forces which nature gives freely for man's aid in land, water, air, light, and heat. According to Professor David Ricardo, land is the original indestructible power of soil. Features of land. Land is a free gift of nature. Land has no cost of production. Land is a natural resource. Land is limited and fixed, that is perfectly inelastic in supply. Land is a passive factor of production. Land is a permanent factor of production. Land is a primary factor of production. Land is the least mobile factor of production. Land is a heterogeneous factor of production. Land is a gradable factor of production. Land has alternative uses. Land has a derived and composite demand. Land is subject to the law of diminishing returns. Land has site value, and reward to land is known as rent and royalty. Let us understand these features one by one. Land is a free gift of nature. Land has existed long before evolution of man. Man cannot produce land. We have to accept it as it is given by nature, work on it, modify it, and improve it to produce goods and services. Its availability depends on the nature and not on the prices like other factors of production. Land has no cost of production. Since land is a free gift of nature, it has no cost of production from the society's point of view. Therefore, all that land produces is a surplus. However, from the individual's point of view, land is not free. We pay for it, although it's a free gift of nature, because demand for it is greater than its supply. Land is a natural resource. Land is a natural resource as it exists in nature without any action of mankind. It can be used by people to survive and make their lives better. Land is limited, fixed in supply, that is perfectly inelastic in supply. Supply of land in the world is fixed. Efforts have been made to increase the supply of land through reclamation, and sometimes land may be lost due to erosion. The changes in supply of land due to all this is insignificant and may be ignored. Therefore, the total supply of land cannot be increased or decreased even in the long-term period. Land is a passive factor of production. Land cannot produce goods by itself, and it is only when labor and capital is applied to land, when it is used by man, production from land is possible. Land is a permanent factor of production. Unlike other factors of production, land is indestructible. Labor dies or machines wear out. Even if land is destroyed, for example by atomic energy, it regains its power after some time. Land is a primary factor of production. Land is a basic factor of production. It is used in all kinds of production, in industry, in agriculture, etc. Anything we consume can be finally traced back to land. Land is the least mobile factor. Land cannot be moved physically from one place to another. It lacks geographical mobility. It is mobile in a sense that it can be put to alternative uses. It possesses use mobility or occupational mobility. For example, it may be used as a playground, a farm, for pastures, for industry, for building houses, etc. Compared to other factors of production, land is the least mobile factor of production. Land is a heterogeneous factor. Fertility, productivity, and quality of land differs from land to land and region to region. This is due to differences in climate, location, soil, and nature of land, that is sandy, rocky, dry, fertile, etc. Land is a gradable factor of production. Land is a heterogeneous factor due to differences in climate, location, soil, nature of land, that's fertile, sandy, rocky, or clayey, and therefore it may be graded according to its fertility, productivity, and quality. Human efforts can change the productivity. Land has alternative uses. Land can be used in many ways. For example, for cultivation, to build factories, roads, markets, playgrounds, hospitals, schools, etc. Land has a derived demand. Demand for land originates in the demand for some other commodity. For example, the demand for agricultural land is derived in the demand for agricultural commodities that are produced on land. Land has a composite demand. Land has alternative uses. It is jointly demanded with other factors, and when it is used for one particular production, it cannot be used for another at the same time, and therefore it has a joint or a composite demand. Land is subject to the law of diminishing returns. That is, as more and more doses of labor and capital are applied to the same piece of land, the total output increases, but at a diminishing rate. Reward for land is rent and royalty. In the next video, we shall study about importance of land.